Easy free pick winner on Sunday as they give you the Colorado Rockies on the run line in a 9-1 victory over San Diego. Boy, the Padres are bad. They cannot hit the ball. Free pick tonight, taking a look at the game between the Rockies, off to a 5-1 start at San Francisco tonight against a Giants team that was just bludgeoned the past 2 days by St. Louis at home, and a free pick on your Michigan-Louisville over-under. Hi, everyone. Al DeMarco here, and this, of course, is going to be your Monday video report. I got a quick story for you. So, over the weekend, I was in St. Louis. St. Louis, not one of my top 3 cities in the country, right up there with Boston and Philadelphia. Now I've pissed off people that live in all 3 of those cities. But I'm driving back to the airport yesterday, and, there's a lot of road construction in downtown St. Louis, just about everywhere, on 64 and 70, it seems, especially if you're familiar with St. Louis, down by the ballpark, etc., and going up by the airport. And Missouri Dot has these signs all over the place because, when you're going through construction zones, they want you to slow down, and I understand that. But there's something about a sign that says, hit a worker, $10,000 fine, and lose your license. Really? I don't know about you, but generally I find when car hits man or woman, car usually wins. Man or woman, not such good news. I mean, that's not exactly a deterrent. How about hit a worker, you're going to effing jail forever? I mean, something along those lines. $10,000 fine, lose your license, doesn't quite have the same impact. And you see these Missouri Dot signs all along, and I'm going, seriously? Hit a worker, $10,000 fine. It's like, oh, hey, if you brush aside a worker, what's that, a $5,000 fine? And listen, my dad was in construction for his entire life. So, I'm joking around here, but in a serious way. Really? How about just go to effing jail forever when you hit a worker? I don't know. I just don't get it. Anyway, let's get to the good stuff. Day after day, I do these video reports, and it seems like I start talking about Brian Rosica. But that's what happens when a guy joins the site on February 5th and makes me look like a genius for adding him to the site, because he has gone 38-13 in that stretch. 38-13, making a $10 player $17,665. Yesterday, cashed in once more. A 60-dime winner with the Utah Jazz, a 5-point dog outright by 7 over Golden State. And today, he's going for winner number 18 of 23 and 10 out of 12. And it's a play that's even stronger. 80-dime winner number 5 out of 6, your Michigan-Louisville side. Of course, his 100-dime play he had as well on Saturday in Final Four action with Wichita State plus 10 in the easy cover against Louisville. Does he go against the Cardinals once more, or what exactly will he be doing? Bottom line, winner number 18 out of 23, winner number 10 out of 12, 80-dime winner number 5 out of 6 on Michigan and Louisville, going today for Brian Rosica, who, again, in case you happen to be returning to the site, and listen, it's amazing to me how many guys will come for the Super Bowl and then they take off until this game, because this is a big game. Oh, really? Every game you bet is a big game. I've never quite understood that premise. But in case you have not been around here, he joined the site right after the Super Bowl. He is a former line maker at one of the biggest offshore sports books that's based out of Costa Rica, like most of the offshore sports books. Did it for a little over a year and decided that wasn't his gig anymore, and returned to Las Vegas, where I was introduced to him by Anthony Red. Subsequently added him to the site. He has a very unique style in terms of how he conveys his thoughts and opinions about the picks that he's releasing. Definitely different from any of the other handicappers here at the site, that's for damn sure. But you certainly can't quibble about the results, right? Jeff Benton today is going to be the half-price play of the day release. In fact, Rosica was again the half-price play of the day released yesterday, so I hope to God you made some money. The half-price play of the day is something that I started right after the Super Bowl. And again, this is for the benefit of many of those out there that have not been around since that little Ravens upset against San Francisco. I started after the Super Bowl. It has hit well over 70, close to 75% of the plays, but it should be, because generally I'm taking one of the hottest handicappers and has one of the biggest plays, which, of course, that's the reason they have a big play, because they're hot and they have that much faith in that particular selection. I'm giving it to you half price. It was something that I was only going to do, to be honest with you, for a few weeks after the Super Bowl, but then it kept winning. And then I saw all the customer service emails about people that loved this new promotion. And then I was going to stop it after today. But then I thought, well, what the hell? As I've told you many, many times, those of you that come here and continue to bet after the Super Bowl, continue to bet after the national championship game, continue to bet through the NBA playoffs and baseball, you are the junkies just like me. You are the hardcore players just like me. And the more I thought about it, well, why am I going to disappoint you and not discriminate? I can't think of that. I'm sure there's a better word. But why should I not give you the benefit of continuing with a program which saves you money and makes you even more money as we continue into the summer? So I'm going to keep doing this right through the baseball season as well. And today, the half price play of the day selection is going to be Jeff Benton. And it's a 100 dime winner, number 12 out of 14, your Louisville, Michigan side. His most recent 100 dime winner was Louisville by 22 over Duke in the Elite Eight a couple of Sundays ago. Last year, championship game, 100 dime winner, Kentucky over Kansas, 22 and 13 in the big dance over the past 3 years. So he hasn't had a ton of plays, but $10 bettors have won $6,090 in that stretch. He is the half price play of the day released today. You can get his play for half price simply by using coupon code BENTON4950. BENTON4950, and that will get you his coupon code. You know, going into the Super Bowl back in February, just about every single handicapper at the site was on a red-hot roll, and every single handicapper cashed in with the Ravens. As we come into the men's title game tonight, there are so many handicappers that are on sizzling rolls. I mean, you look at Trace Adams, who is 15-5 in this year's tournament with making $1 bettors $10,500, with his normal play being a 1,000-star release today, going for his 1,500-star winner, number 9 out of 12. He had 1,500-star winners on Michigan over Syracuse, Louisville over Duke, Wichita State outright over Ohio State. You've got Anthony Redd, who's going for winning day number 12 out of 15 with 40-dime winner number 12 out of 17. He's won 9 of his last 11 in college basketball. You've got Craig Davis, who has managed to pull himself out of a week-and-a-half-long slump, which certainly did not deter from the fact that he had been a phenomenal producer here for nearly a 4.5-month run before that little mini slump. He's got his 50-dime winner, number 18 out of 26. Of course, on Saturday, he had a 100-dime winner on Michigan over Syracuse. So those are... Brad Wilton winning day number 8 out of 11. He's going for Scott Delaney today. All he's done the past 4.5 months is made $10 bettors over $6,800. Chris Jordan going for winning day number 9 out of 13. So there's a lot of handicappers here at the site. I spoke about Rosica earlier today. Let me just remind you that with Rosica, Trace Adams, Scott Delaney, they are not at every single site that you're seeing my video report. So if you're looking for that particular handicapper and they don't happen to be at the site, all you've got to do is send an email out to customer service, and they will point you in the right direction, and your username and password will work just as it always does. Now, let's get to your free picks here tonight. The first one, of course, is going to be taking a look at the over-under in the Michigan-Louisville game. I think that you're looking at a price, and it's a fairly priced game. I mean, it's sitting right now at 130. Let me just check the latest. 138, 138.5. I think it's a fairly priced game. So you're saying, okay, can each one of these teams score 70 points? On face value, I think the answer is yes. Because listen, Louisville comes into this game. What's the key to Louisville's success? The defensive pressure. But you've got a Michigan team that has an outstanding backcourt that simply doesn't turn over the ball because of Trey Burke and Tim Hardaway Jr. But at the same time, you've got a Michigan team that is not going to be facing that 2-3 zone that Syracuse presented. Okay, so that should open up some offensive opportunities for the Wolverines. You've got a Louisville team that played just horribly offensively in the first half and really the first 5 minutes of the second half against Wichita State, and yet still managed to put 72 points on the board against a very strong Shockers team defensively. So again, on face value, I think that you have to lean toward the over. But I don't think that's the way this one goes. I think that this one stays well under the total. And when I say well under, I think this one stays under the total by 6 or 8 points, because here's the fact, or the facts. You've got two wildly inconsistent offensive teams. I mean, Trey Burke, such a great season. Has he really shot the ball that well since the second half of the Kansas game? He hasn't in the last 2 games. Hardaway is an inconsistent shooter. Smith had a good game for Louisville. against Wichita State. Keen the comeback drive, but Silva hasn't been playing that well offensively, and both guards for Louisville have been inconsistent with their outside shot throughout the postseason. You've got a Michigan team that at times has disappeared offensively, and I think that, this being the national title game, you have two teams that are going to obviously turn it up a notch defensively. You're going to have some of the butterflies and some of the jitters, and I think that's going to affect the first half in the scoring. And I think ultimately that's going to lead to this game staying under the posted price. So again, where I told you what the line was, I don't think that these two teams combined for more than 130 points tonight, so I like the under in the contest. Now, for your other free selection, I'm going to go with the San Francisco, I almost said the 49ers, the Giants, on the run line tonight, which would make them about $1.30 to $1.35 favorite against those Rockies. Yes, I did go with the Rockies yesterday, and they went on the run line, but now the Rockies are going to go on the road. San Francisco has won 6 straight at AT&T Park against the Rockies. They've won 21 of the last 26 in the series. And this one is really a matter of the pitchers. I know, as I alluded to earlier, that the Giants just got blasted by the Cardinals in back-to-back home games over this weekend, getting outscored 20-6. But they're going with Madison Bumgarner tonight. And I mean, this guy is 5-1 with a 1.75 earned run average in his last 9 outings against Colorado. In his last 5 starts at home against the Rockies, that ERA is even better, 1.13. First start this season, gave up 2 hits and 8 scoreless innings and a win against Los Angeles, against Dodgers last week. Last year in the major leagues, not just the National League, in the major leagues, his earned run average was 2.38, and that was the 7th best figure in all of the majors pitching at home. Rockies, yes, they're off to a great start. Yes, they've had 13 homers and 39 runs already scored this season, but they haven't really played anybody good with a good pitching staff like the Giants. Colorado going with De La Rosa tonight, 1-3 with a 5.16 earned run average in his last 4 outings against the Giants. Pitched against them once last year at AT&T Park. Didn't do too well, 3 2/3 innings, and gave up 6 runs in that game. His first start against Milwaukee last Tuesday, he gave up 4 runs, 5 hits, and he walked 3 batters in 4 1/3 innings. So even though the Giants are only hitting .224 on the season, even though the Giants only have 4 homers and 15 runs scored this season, I think that they're the play to go here tonight. Low-scoring game. I say the Giants are worthy as an investment on the run line because you're getting them again as a $1.30 to $1.35 underdog. So those are your 2 free picks here for this day's card. One other quick note about the charity play of the week. And I realize, guys, it was last Wednesday. You realize, of course, it won for the 9th time in 10 weeks. And as I often say, I understand that many of you do not get your funds immediately from your offshore sportsbook accounts. But if you haven't made a donation, please do so, because that's part of the program. And I also posted here underneath the video report a couple of comments. I like updating you on the status of the different families we've helped over the past 13 months, and also giving you updates from some of the family members as well. The mother of the little boy who is undergoing 6 months of hospitalization in Ohio as he undergoes chemotherapy treatment in preparation for a bone marrow transplant for a very, very rare disease that he has. She posted earlier this morning, amazing. Everyone has been so amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What a wonderful world we live in, where complete strangers can come together and help. Very inspiring. I thank you so much. And again, guys, that's not directed toward me. That's directed toward you, because without you, this program doesn't work. Last week we got an email at customer service from this little fellow's great aunt who said donations of $5, $10, $15 have been coming in through the fundraiser link we shared on the site. Thank you so very, very much. The family appreciates your support and kindness. And as I've told you repeatedly, it doesn't matter whether you get $5, $10, $15, $50. The point is, if you participate in the program, you got to make a contribution. It's the right thing to do. I think it creates positive karma. That doesn't guarantee that you're going to win tonight, guys. Understand that. But karma is more about gambling. Karma can be created. It just doesn't get dropped off at your doorstep by the mailman on Thursdays. You got to create it yourself sometimes, and it affects all parts of your life. So, if you haven't made the donation, please do so. That'll do it for today, and I will catch you again come Tuesday.